Oh, hey, y'all don't leave the broadcast, please. I want y'all to leave the broadcast because every time I get into some music business shit, y'all be getting like, oh my God, this is boring, whatever. So, like, let me just explain this shit real quick. Let me explain it. Let me explain. If y'all leave, y'all are whack. But I know y'all not gonna leave. I know y'all not gonna leave. What you want this? I know y'all not gonna leave. All right, bet. This, like, I'm gonna explain this to y'all. I'm gonna explain this to y'all right now. Okay? Listen, this is why y'all got your boy Akademiks, man. I'm here to break down all this shit for y'all. So it said Future sells his song publishing catalog in an 8-figure deal that includes several #1 songs spanning his first 16 years as a recording artist. Billboard estimates that Future's publishing catalog went for $65 to $75 million. Okay? All right. Cool. All right. I'm gonna give y'all some game when it comes to music business. By the way, I think Future sent a tweet out. Let me go to Future tweet. Future. Or is it one Future? It's probably one Future. One Future. I'm giving y'all prices, advice, and shit about the industry. He said, yo, unsuccessful people have no clue how success works. Let me tell you this. Everybody in this game is selling their catalog. I'm going to show you two people who sold their catalog. Irv Gotti sells catalog. Okay? Oh, here we go. Irv Gotti strikes $300 million deals for Murder Inc. master recordings. Okay? This is a dub. Let me tell y'all what's going on. First of all, people, it's in the music industry. Let me be very clear. I know Dame Dash and other people have said, oh, it's all about owning. So some people look at this and be like, why would you ever sell something? That's not the way to look at it, especially if your ownership of something, and I'm going to explain it really carefully, but everybody usually sells their catalog at some point. Now, let me explain the difference and what's going on with this Future shit. Future has sold, and I'm reading it verbatim, his song publishing catalog in an 8-figure deal. It includes several #1 songs spanning his first 16 years as a recording artist. Billboard estimates that Future publishing catalog went for $65 to $75 million. Now, I want to explain this to y'all because this is the thing about the music business. By the way, yo, chat, I think I might be kicking off a Patreon soon. Like, I think it really hit me and be like, yo, bro, you be giving out just too much free game. These motherfuckers don't respect it. They don't even understand it. But if you want to at least kick some knowledge for the niggas who really care about it, let them, like, really tap in. I might do that. Anyway, here's the thing. I'm going to explain this to you. Future is not selling his masters. He's selling his publishing catalog. Now, let me explain what that is. When you drop songs as an artist, you get paid from a lot of different sources, right? One of the ways you get paid is publishing. If you write on a song, you get publishing. If you produce on a song, you get publishing, right? So ATL Jacob has publishing on Wait For You and all these other songs, okay? Now, what does that mean? Publishing is usually, if it's played on radio, there's usually a percentage or a fee that has to get paid to all the people who are credited with the song. If it's put in a movie, people would have to pay, which would eventually go into publishing. Publishing is basically the licensing of that person's music for after it's been released. It doesn't mean you own the music. I hope you're understanding me. So when it says Future sells his publishing catalog, it doesn't mean that Future doesn't own at least partially some of the master catalog. Now, again, let me explain it. Every artist signs publishing deals. I'm going to give you, remember I was talking about Blueface, and I said, yo, here's the thing about why there's so much money in music. If I'm an artist, I'll use Glorilla. Glorilla got a song, I'm F-R-E-E, fuck nigga free, okay? Say she gets 2 other records and a few others. And I'm also use Ice Spice. She got that Munch song. Let she get a couple others. There's going to be a company that comes in that says, yo, we want to give you a publishing deal. Okay? Now, what that deal usually is, and every artist gets offered this. This is how these artists get paid a lot of times. Say Glorilla, someone's going to come to her and be like, yo, let me see what Glorilla... I'm guessing all this stuff, right? So I haven't really evaluated her catalog, but I'm just spitballing. Somebody might come to her and be like, yo, by the way, she signed to CMG already. So from now on, and probably even her back catalog is owned by CMG. CMG has a joint venture with Interscope Records. Interscope Records is under Universal. I hope you're following me. So basically, her catalog is pretty much not independent anymore. It's all rolling up under a major. Now, if she's smart, which I'm pretty sure she should be, she should have had a lawyer, but who knows? Gotti came to her. Who knows how that goes? She should own a percentage of her master. Definitely not the full thing. She's not on an independent major, independent label. So she should own a part of it. I'm pretty sure Gotti will own a part of it, especially going forward, or maybe even the majority, depending on how much money he gave her. And possibly Interscope will own some of it as well. Okay. I might be... I was reading a YouTube comment recently, and people were like, yo, sometimes you feel like your audience too dumb when in reality we understand what you're saying. So I'm going to just keep going. All right, cool. So let me keep explaining. After a few songs that are very successful, a publishing, a company is going to offer her a publishing deal to say, hey, listen, for your publishing for these songs and maybe for your next album or two, we'll give you $4 million right now. Probably won't be 4 million, probably be like 2.5 or maybe 3. Okay? Actually, I think 2 to 2.5 would probably be the number. They're going to offer her that money. What does that mean? A publishing deal. This is a publishing deal I'm talking about. A publishing deal is going to say, for all the publishing revenue that your song will earn, we're going to front you that money, and we're going to wait the time. Usually that's for like 3 years or like 4 years or a couple albums. We'll wait the time to collect. You get what I mean? So a lot of these deals, they're saying, we'll give you the lump sum, we'll get paid later. Okay, so those are publishing deals, which are basically they're leasing what the publishing on your records are going to make. When you sell it, which again, this is not a publishing deal where it returns. I'm going to show Kanye West's deal shortly. Kanye West had a deal for like 10 years. He got a lot of money, but it required him to put out new music because these days we're in streaming, and when you keep putting out music, your back catalog makes more money. Okay, so what does this mean? And this is the bare bones of it. I'm not trying to confuse y'all. Future owns his publishing. He's probably done publishing deals on these songs already, so he's got millions off of these songs already. But here's the thing. Future's catalog, and by the way, it's about 750 songs he has in his catalog, because it's going from 2000 and it's early 2000, it might be before 2010 to 2020. It's about 750 songs, right? This is how it works. I got to pull up a calculator. Well, yeah, could y'all see the calculator? Anyway, the reason why Billboard estimates he got paid 65 to 75 million, divide that by about like 8 to 9, okay? And some people usually say 10, right? Divide that by about like 10, or some people might even say 15, right? Like when we get to the Kanye conversation, it's a 30x multiplier. And I know y'all might be like, yo, this is getting complicated. This is why I'm a math major. I'm trying to break it down for y'all. What happens is the money that Future would make on publishing in a year, for them to buy his catalog, they're going to give him like 10 to 15 times that. So basically, who knows what might happen in the future, but Future will get 10 to 15 years, 10 to 15 times what he would make in 1 year of his catalog. And I'm going to tell you why it's advantageous for Future, because a lot of people, and this is why Future tweeted out, you know, unsuccessful people can't understand success. By the way, the same thing is happening for a lot of artists. A lot of people just sold their either publishing, or sometimes they might sell their parts to the masters. The reason why is, especially artists like Future, Youngboy, and other artists like that, they make so much music that I'll give you the case with Youngboy. He was offered a lot of money to sell his catalog, and he entertained it for a while. The reason why he's going to entertain it, when Youngboy is all said and done, Youngboy's going to have 3 to 4 catalogs. So if somebody comes to you and says, here's I don't know, $40-50 million for your catalog from this time period, knowing that you're going to drop 20 more albums in the next 5 years, say for Youngboy, or for Future, you're going to drop, I don't know, 10 albums in the next 5 years. You know your new catalog is going to be worth more than what your old catalog is. So it's one of those things where, like, I hope y'all understanding me in the sense of people keep talking ownership, but when you own something and you're diluting the pool by putting a lot of other music in it and other new music, how much is it really going to pay you? So basically, these dudes are just getting the money up front and they're making new music. You're going to see Youngboy sell his catalog or sell his publishing. You're going to see Future just did it. Yo, you get a quick $75 million and then Future about to drop 4 or 5 tapes. He dropped 4 or 5 tapes and he waits. They always say it takes about 5 years to build a catalog. 5 years. Or it'll take, there's a particular amount of songs. That's usually the litmus test. Or it'll take like 5 years. Future going to keep putting out music. He's going to have another catalog to sell again. These are publishing. He still owns the masters, or his portion of the masters to all these particular projects. So for people who are saying this is dumb, this is not dumb. This is how the music business goes. Okay? When you are an active artist, there is nothing wrong with selling your old work when you know yours. And by the way, oh my God. I feel like I am trivializing, which this is a huge topic. So I know y'all might be like, oh, damn, he just sold everything for $75 million. Keep in mind, right? Keep in mind, one of the reasons why he would also sell it, number one, he's gotten advances and he's gotten paid out to make these projects from the label, right? So any type of royalties, he's not looking to cash out on these things in royalties. He's already got mad advances, right? He's just not trying to say, oh, I need to wait 30 years to get this money or 20 years to get this money. Give me a fucking 15x multiplier, and rather waiting 15 years, give me this money now, and I could use that money for something else. Also, for him, he's looking at it like in 15 years, that catalog won't be worth what it's worth now because I'm going to drop 20 more albums. So when I drop 20 more albums, what you just bought for $75 million is worth considerably less. I hope that makes some sense. So, bro, everybody sells their fucking, like, everybody does it, bro. Everybody does it. Like, put like this. And by the way, you're probably saying, oh no, Future is finessing them then. If I'm going by your definition, Future is finessing them. No. The fucking company, right? The fucking company that bought Future's shit is $1 billion funded company. They're going to use Future's catalog. They're going to make their money back because on publishing, if you get a movie to license, I don't know, Codeine Crazy or Mask Off or whatever the case is, a lot of that money goes towards publishing. If you control or you're involved in that space and you own the publishing for the artist, okay, cool. Now Future's music is going to get even bigger because now they're going to try to do these deals with movie companies and TV shows to try to get Future's music licensed there because all the money that comes in, remember they paid Future 75. They got forever and a day to try to license all these songs to try to get that money back. However, Future might not be able to like go leverage with Sony Pictures or whatever the case is to get that there. But whatever this $1 billion company that gave them the 75, they're going to be able to do it. So they're going to make the money back. You know what I mean? It's kind of win-win for everybody. Future is gonna drop. Anytime you see an artist, especially when they're active, sell their catalog, they're about to drop mad more music. You get what I mean? Kanye has sold. Kanye sells publishing, retire. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my God. Okay. Look, Kanye did a publishing deal, 2019. Kanye's publishing contract does not allow him to retire. This is what everybody does. Again, publishing is basically people licensing the use of your music. Okay? Different than traditional song royalties, which are the sales of your music. Okay? Now, you might get, like, usually people will sign with a publishing, company, or they'll have their publishing being collected by BMI or ASCAP or whatever the case is. So when internet radio plays a song, they have to pay maybe 0.0004 cents every time that song is played, every time Pandora plays it. You get me? They got to pay it to the publishing. Now, if you're a huge artist, it builds up. Okay? Now, here's the thing. When artists are signing these publishing deals, they just want the money up front because they don't want to wait, right? And I'm going back to 2019 because Kanye had signed a publishing contract. We're going to read through this. It says, slavery is not a term to be thrown around lightly, but if Kanye West's statements about last year's slavery being a choice were out of bounds, he's taking more of a prince-like tactic in his ongoing efforts to extract himself from his record and publishing contracts, as noticed by the Hollywood Reporter. The publication points towards a provision in his publishing contract with EMI, which was redacted from the public view and at the time the lawsuit was filed, blah, blah, blah. You, Mr. West, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm going to try to get to something. A music publishing source tells Variety that the wording is common in publishing contracts, particularly... All right, hold on. Let me see. Okay, here we go. So this was a term in Kanye's publishing contract. So in a publishing deal he signed, he got money up front, and I think they owned half of his publishing. However, when they own half of your publishing, sometimes they'll put in clauses in there to say, Kanye, you can't retire. You have to still do music, because they know if Kanye goes just straight into fashion, his music might be worth less. So they're saying that Kanye cannot retire after they paid him the money, right? That's essentially what was in the deal. And it says, you, Mr. West, hereby represent and warrant that to EMI you will, throughout the term extended to this modification, remain actively involved in writing, recording, producing compositions and major label albums as your principal occupation, which means he cannot quit music and go to be a fashion designer or some other shit. At no time during the term will you seek to retire as a songwriter, recording artist, or producer, or take any time in the extended hiatus during which you are not actively pursuing your musical career in the same basic manner as you have pursued such career to date. Essentially, what they're trying to say is, we know if you keep doing music, this catalog, we could make this amount of money off. However, if you quit doing music, it's not going to be the same. So they put in the contract, you cannot retire, essentially, right? A music publishing source, blah, blah, blah. The key phrase is at no time during the term, which is basically saying we're about to give you a big advance. It's not time for you to decide to become a painter next week. I just said that, right? However, West's contract with EMI, blah, 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 has been renewed several times. Here we go. This is the point I'm trying to tell you. Every artist signs a publishing deal. 6ix9ine got $4 or $5 million. Trippie Redd got $4 or $5 million from a publishing deal. Most people, they do publishing deals where they'll quote unquote sell their publishing and they get it back after 10 years. You get what I mean? But that's a company placing a gamble to say, you're hot now. Like, for example, right? Let me give you a good example, right? Jack Harlow, right? If I gave Jack Harlow $4 million to own his publishing for every song you put out till now, I know Jack Harlow's stock going to keep going up and up. If I own that publishing for 10 years, granted, say I knew the publishing would probably going to pay him, on increments of like 1 million and 2 million and 3.5, and it's going to keep going up for 10 years, I'll give him motherfucking, I don't know, I'll give him $6 million as a deal. I'll give him $6 million as a publishing deal. He gets that up front. Overall, over 10 years, I probably make, say I make $12 million. I gave him 6 cash. And after the, so we both make money. So I make money for waiting. He makes money just for getting it immediately. And after the 10 years, he gets his shit back. So that's how a publishing deal normally works, right? His bid, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. It makes no difference. Okay. So this was with EMI, right? Okay, cool. This was in 2019. I don't know what happened with that. Let me Google. Kanye publishing EMI. It's always important to know. So Kanye, he settled a lawsuit with them. Okay. Oh, shit. They're fucking with me on this site. They want me to log in. Oh, Variety. They never want me to pay. Kanye and music publisher EMI have ended their legal dispute according to court documents. Settled for an undisclosed amount. The document removes reason part. Please take note. The plaintiffs. Give me my point. All right, cool. Let me see. What does it say? Okay, so either Kanye probably gave some money back or they probably amended the time or some shit like that. And this was like the longer thing. Anyway, the point what I'm trying to say, and I know I'm long-winded with this, like, if you want to know the business of music is really complicated. I try to like break shit down, but like it's not everything that could be just really super easily understood. Future took a win here. There's a lot of people selling. This is a good time to sell your publishing catalog. I'm going to tell you another reason why this is good. These companies, right, that's buying these publishing catalogs, they're making big plays within the space out as we speak. So they're down to overpay a little bit. So I know you're probably used to people waiting until they're retired to sell their some of their catalog, whether it's masters or publishing. These days, people are selling these things while they're active because a lot of these companies are angling for some bigger play. So Future getting $75 million for his back catalog, right? Say this fucking catalog was probably making him, I don't know, I'm just guessing here, $3 to $4 million a year. It was making him $3 to $4 million a year. They give him $75 million, right? Cool. Number one, he got advances for all those albums, right? So fuck the royalties on it. He got advances, big ass advances for all them joints. He's been paid up for all them joints already. So this is just extra money that you don't have to wait to collect. It's like, if you win the lottery, do you want the $1 billion over the rest of your life, or are you willing to take 700 million immediately? A lot of people be like, give me the 700 million immediately. I don't know how long I'm gonna live. I don't know how. Give me the money right now. I could flip that money. You see that $75 million he's gonna get? He's gonna get that in cash. He could flip that cash quickly rather than wait 20 years to get $75 million. And here's the best part about it. Future is going to drop mad more projects. I think Future might drop another project this year. He's definitely going to drop another one next year, right? And I forgot what the rule of thumb is because I talked to a lot of industry guys. They usually say around 5 years you build a catalog, but I think it's also like about 3 major projects. 3 major projects for 5 years. So remember, the $75 million he got only goes to 2020. So this new album isn't sold. So the publishing for the new album with Wait For You and all these other songs ain't sold, right? So from 2020 to 2025, he's going to build a new catalog that he could probably sell for another $30 million. And he's signing new record deals that is probably going to pay him at least 5 to 10 on every particular project, right? Bruh, he's just collecting cash. You get what I mean? I'm giving y'all the reasons why these artists are taking these deals is because why sit back knowing how uncertain this business is, and why sit back and wait for the shit when you know you're going to put out mad more music? So Future's going to flood the market. Youngboy's going to flood the market. They're going to have 10 other albums, new catalog, and they're going to be able to flip it for the same amount of money. So this is not a dumb deal. That's all I was trying to tell y'all, all right? Hopefully I didn't confuse y'all. I wasn't confusing y'all with like trying to explain all of that, but this is phenomenal. Okay? Like, I'll give y'all a tidbit. They wanted to buy the publishing for YoungBoy's album for $30 million. You know, from a certain time period. And it's one of those things where, you know, I think they were thinking about, but they wanted to drive up the price. But think about this. YoungBoy drops 4 to 5 projects a year. So if you're trying to get, say you want to get 20 of his projects, YoungBoy's on like his 25th project now. So pretty much every like 3 years, he could just squeeze out motherfucking $30, $40 million out of people. Still getting advances, still getting all this other shit. So it's a lot going on. All right. Hopefully that didn't confuse you out a lot. If you are interested in the music business, I'll give a lot more detailed breakdown, but probably at a different time.